which literally means Japanese alcohol. But anyway, vodka and water, highball. Whiskey and water, highball. Whiskey and soda, also highball. So I guess, I don't know. I didn't know that there were so many different iterations of the highball. Actually, that comes new to me as news. I have to say that before moving to Japan, I wasn't very sorry, I wasn't very expert on drinks like the cocktail type of drink. Like one of my best friends had a brewery, so I drank mostly beer, sometimes wine, but I wasn't really. I don't even think I had ever had a gin tonic before coming to Japan. Uh, so I hadn't even heard of a highball before, and so when I came here, I'm like, oh, highball is whiskey and soda. Oops. Uh, and it's I mean, young people drink it too, but I guess it's considered more of like an old man kind of drink. But yeah. Mm, Maker's Mark, lemonade, and wine? Win? Mmm. We're starting to get out like everybody's. What's your guilty pleasure as far as alcohol goes, or the one of the weirdest drinks you ever had? I have one in mind. Okay. Um. So I play the sanshin, which is an Okinawan instrument, and I used to do these little like concerts and stuff with my teacher. And we always used to play in bars and little cafes and stuff, and then we used to drink. And one of the concerts that we did was in oh man, in what they call a snack bar here, which is a very there's a whole Japan anecdote just for that. But basically, these snack bars are little places that are usually ran by a middle-aged Japanese woman dressed very old style, many times with like she's gonna wear a kimono, and it has a very particular system where you go in and you become a a regular. They keep a bottle there for you and they make your drinks and stuff. It's a very interesting place, and remind me to tell you guys about snack bars. But so the lady that's running this place, she has a drink that she makes for herself that she told me about, and she made me one. So the drink that she had was beer and gin in a wine glass. And you know what? It wasn't too bad, I have to say. I mean, it was a pretty violent kind of night, but it didn't taste terrible. But yeah, this old lady, she's like, I just love gin and beer. It's just my thing. I just love it. Do you want to try it? And I'm like, sure. Uh, there's a barracks bartender. Nice. Jack Daniels and brown sugar bacon grease. Oh God, why did I ask you stuff? Oh, ugh. I want to shower now. Nos. Ah, 18-year Macallan. Weirdest drink was called an alien brain hemorrhage. I don't know if I want to know what that is. I want to do a little bit of edge highlighting on this thing. But that grease thing beats my beer and gin by a long shot. Ugh. When I was very young, for some reason, I just used to love mint vodka, which is a very weird choice, but I loved it. And then, I come from the mountains of North Italy, and there we make a thing called grappa, which is a very, very alcoholic liquor. and especially the ones made from herbs are very strong. You usually have a like a little shot after eating. They're very almost therapeutic in their strength. But yeah, try getting drunk on that, and when you're 18, holy crap. Really like epic metal. Ah, an EMT themed party. Fast food meatloaf, breakfast pizza, bacon wheat cake, lots of Jack Daniels. Oh, America. Did you drink all of that in red plastic cups? I was laughing about that some time ago because those the first time I went to the US, I was in a house and I saw the legendary red plastic cups, and I'm like, that is so movie for me. I have never seen those in the flesh. I didn't think like, the whole college party, American Pie kind of stuff. It was so cool. So movie. And that's, there's a little differences between a European and an American. There we go. Bacon strips. I mean, I can't blame you. Bacon is really good. No, I wouldn't necessarily drink the the fat as a shot, but you do you.
Yes.
Hey, Estapito Populus. Thank you so much for that follow and welcome in. You are joining us during one of our usual weird talks. But this is what the stream is all about. We paint minis, we have fun, we talk weird stuff all the time. But have I heard this song? I have not. You're gonna have to send me a little message there if you remember, Nos. I don't think I have. I might be missing something there. I want a little bit more of a yellow, actually greenish color here. So let me get some indigo and let's mix. Oh, let's say there you go. Mix it in the indigo and the radiant lemon, because I remember that this was kind of like a greenish thingy. And let's try to get some of these highlights while we're talking weird stuff. No, I did it too much. Might have to go in and correct that, but that's fine. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nos. I shall enjoy that later when I'm half passing out from the stream. It has only been 2 hours, so I am still pretty energetic. I did have a nice big lunch. I had some pizza. So, oh, they reopened the bread store in my supermarket, so I'm super happy. We had a fresh bread store that closed, and then for months they were doing something, and then they announced that they were gonna open it and it was gonna be a bread store. And I'm like, okay, so why did you even close it in the first place? Whatever. But now I can have fresh bread for breakfast again, even when, I don't make bread myself, which I do. I try to do often as I can, because I love bread and I miss fresh bread. I'm gonna take another sip of my drink too, now that as long as it's cold, while it's cool. I will always thank you for giving me weird experiences, I mean, you guys have me to thank for that one stream where we painted that monster that had like 4 pairs of nipples, and we all felt so uncomfortable doing it, but we still do. I think you were there, right, Nos? I think you were there for the occasion. I was on an OnlyFans stream. Ah, good times, good times. You can find that monster on the Instagram, by the way. That was way too many nipples, but it came out great. And then Moe comes out and he's like, how about you make some dark veins on the breast? And I'm like, sure. Let's make it weirder. Ah, great times. Yeah, the cool thing is that we can say that we are an authority on nipple painting. Ah, the monster is fighting you. Yes, yes. Oh, that was what was the Duncan Shadow? That's the sculptor. Makes some really cool stuff. It's the same guy that made that really cool cyberpunk girl that we also painted on OnlyFans because she was naked as well. Very nice sculptor. There we go. I think James painted one of his sculptures too. The giant worm back in like years ago. Let's see. Okay, so this is the time where, you know, I have to be a bit careful not to get too much lost into the little details, because believe me or not, I'm one of those people that if I'm not careful, especially here in the latest stages of the painting, this little like piece of cloth that you are seeing me painting right now, if I'm not careful, I might still be painting the same piece of cloth 5 hours from now. So we have to pace ourselves a little bit and just kind of like try to keep going around. Like I'm seeing down here, I do want the feet here down here to be a little darker, of course, but I think we can still do a little bit of like light hither and dither for the benefit of contrast, and also because again when we do that matte varnish is going to bring the light down just a little bit, so we can do a bit of that. But man, I think we can be done in a few hours. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to painting another sexy mini, and I do have one coming up. I don't know if you were here, Nos, when I said it, but it's actually getting printed right now along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Now I'm gonna have to do a bit of a point of the situation and see what needs to be painted first, but I have like a mind flare on a tentacle from Artisan Guild, and that one is going to be Twitch safe. I have a semi-naked lady with a bunch of jewelry and 2 swords on a marble base, which is going to be a lot of fun, and that is going to be the After Dark stream that we're gonna do after so much time. Yeah. Yeah, so for who doesn't know, we do this thing, we used to, because I haven't had the chance in a while, but so I do commissions, and sometimes the commissions that get commissioned to me don't have a lot of clothes on the miniature, and for Twitch's content policy, we're not really supposed to be painting, you know, scantily dressed things on the stream. So what I did back in the day is I actually made, because you know, Steel Rebel, we gotta uphold the name of the Brush Brigands. I made an OnlyFans account, and I was literally doing miniature painting on OnlyFans because the miniatures were naked, and we had a lot of fun. Our good Nas was in there, and Daka was in there. A lot of people that are still here to this day have joined me in those fun streams, and but though lately I've actually found this other platform that is a little bit easier than OnlyFans to join, because OnlyFans was a bit of a hassle for people to get into, and you have to have an account and all that. I found this other platform that is basically like pretty much like a Chinese copy of Twitch, called DLive, and it looks very much like Twitch. You don't even need to have an account in order to be in the chat. But you can log in with your Twitch, so that's what I just did. I just clicked login with Twitch and you have an account. So if you type !DLive in the chat, you can go follow that, and so when we do one of our our more undressed minis that is gonna come up, I'm gonna be painting it on there. And that's gonna be a lot of fun because, again, we love painting skin tones, and we have a lot of fun doing all these kinds of like super detailed experiments about painting nipples and stuff that you don't really see that much. Thank you, Nos. I even think if you follow me on there, I get a notification here on the stream. But yeah, I have no idea. I know that DLive is a little bit more loose with what you can stream there, so there's literally no people on it, but it is a functioning platform. I see that there's like a lot of political stuff on it, and in theory it could have been something good to, you know, it could have been a nice alternative to Twitch, but nobody's on there, sadly. But I looked it up, and as per their policy, I can paint naked miniature on it. So that, in my opinion, is so much better than OnlyFans, that has a wacky live streaming thing, and you have to have an account and to approve your card. Like, you have to get verified and all that bullshit. So that's gonna be so easy, because when I stream on there, I can just chuck the link in the Discord and people can click on it and they can watch the stream without even logging in. So that, I think that's gonna be cool. We've already tried it once. We were painting the one of the latest minis that I have painted that are semi-naked. It was this kimono girl. She's one boob is coming out of the kimono, and we did like a Yakuza tattoo on her. And she's not on the Instagram yet, but that one was a lot of fun. And I've got a really interesting challenge for the mini that's to come. I will show it to you guys when she's printed, but it's basically this this lady with two swords. She's from Clay Demon, and she is completely naked apart from a bunch of jewelry that she has, like gems. I am supposed to do a super pale skin. Like, I gave this guy that's commissioning it to me an image of like my palest skin tone that I've ever painted, and he's like, yes, that, but paler. And I guess Japanese people have a thing for it. It's really funny. A lot of the female miniatures that Japanese people paint have blonde hair and blue eyes, which I find really cute. But yeah, so that's gonna be an interesting one, and it's gonna be my first marble base that I do, so yeah, it's going to be fun. I think we have a little bit more of the contrast here on these things, this whatever this thing is, and if we do even a little bit of stippling, it's going to give the fabric a little bit more of that texture, a little bit more of that texture, which is always good with fabric. There we go. Oh, so yesterday I saw a new drink, like not alcoholic, like a new soft drink in the konbini. Sorry, in the convenience store. That's what they call convenience store in Japanese. They call them konbini. But I went to the convenience store at night just to get some... What'd I get? Oh, to get a beer. And I saw this thing. It looked like a bottle of Coke. It was this dark beverage. But it said mystery drink. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Nos. Thank you, Nos. Bam. It said mystery drink. Can you guess the taste? So we got it, and it's like this mystery drink that you can drink it, and then the answer to what taste it is on the back of the label. And I think they're all different. And I guessed it right, because it tasted like orange. That was really funny. Really cute. I don't know why, but when I opened up the label to see the answer, there was an image of an octopus. A little octopus with the answer. I'm not sure what the octopus was supposed to represent, but I guess it was some kind of mascot. It was cute though. I might get it again. Yeah, I didn't really change much of the default stuff, Nos. But when I saw the quack, I'm like, that's kind of apt for our stream. Like, my thumbnail is a duck. I haven't been using the duck in the stream. Remember that I used to put the duck here in the corner? Um, I don't know, I don't have enough room. But if you miss the duck, I'll find a way to put it back in the streams. It is still like up there on top of the paint cabinet. It's watching over us. We're having too many gimmicks. But yeah. And I also found another Gowron GIF that was beautiful, so I used it for, I don't know if you noticed, but there is a new GIF for when people subscribe. Oh man, I did the wrong color there. I gotta fix it. So you get another Gowron now when you subscribe. When I saw it, I'm like, oh man, this is beautiful. I had never seen it before. I'm not even sure what clip it's from. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe from some kind of game. But yeah, we do have a new GIF. Look out. Bit better. I might actually get some more dark back in there, cause I made it too yellow. My mistake. Let's get some more indigo back in the, oh, where did I just put it? Oh no, yeah, here. Back in the recesses. Maybe just make a layer for him in OBS. Oh, for Gowron? To show people. Yeah, I didn't. I just put it in as the new GIF. Oh, for the duck. Oh, that. But I like doing things analog. I like complicating my life. Yeah, I know. I could just do it. I could just do a layover. I know. I just like having a fucking duck in front of me when I'm painting, you know? But it might make more sense. Now, the other thing is that I kind of like a little bit more minimalist, because I made, ever since I made that bigger palette, I kind of like giving more space, giving more room to the palette. So we might be going like that. If I had all the time in the world, I could do something where, you know, every once in a while the duck just comes in. One of those periodical animations, but I do not have all the time in the world. In fact, I have very little time. Speaking of Gowron, there's a weird annual race. Oh my god, I like this already. Where people build the Spedal Power Wackadoo machines and race them for 3 days across the county. Oh my god, for the glory. You could make a Klingon machine. That sounds really cool. Is that a thing that you usually go see, Nos? It sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm picturing the, you know, the wacky races. That's neat. There we go. Oh, okay, so I found a miniature that I really need to have. It's not even a miniature, it's literally it's a butt. I'm not joking, it's literally just a butt, but I need it. So as I was saying before, I have been, let's get some more highlight here now. I'm just fixing this bit. I have been researching a bit more Japanese model makers and you know, figure makers and stuff. And there's this one guy that hand sculpts stuff, and one of his sculpts is this little keychain that is kind of like heart shaped, but on one side it's a butt in like, a thong, and when you turn it, it's a mouth. Um, and I thought, and it's one of those little garage kits that you have to paint yourself, and I'm like, that would be the perfect mascot for us, for the Butterbutt community, for us skin loving. I'm kidding. For me, okay. For me, okay. Not. I don't want to rake you in my madness, but it's a butt. I love painting butts. I love painting skin. That would be the perfect mascot for me. I need the butt. Used to it when I was a kid. Some friends that I entered 1 year and came in third. Wow. Kind of miss the spirit of the whole thing. Aww. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. If you ever go and like get some pictures, share them on the Discord. I think people would really, really like to see something like that. Ah, those little local, um, you know, cultural things or the local traditions that are a lot of fun. We have a donkey race in my town every year, and every town from the valley has a donkey representing, and we name the donkey with the name of the mayor, and then we have to race. It's fun, and the donkeys don't really cooperate, so it's more like people looking at a bunch of donkeys, kind of at their very, chilled pace, walking around the old part of the town. Um, Dropping some in right now. Ooh, thank you. I'm gonna have some nice stuff to go check out when I'm done with this. But we are not done yet. We actually have a whole bunch of stuff to drink, and we have some more paint to do. Man, he is gonna be looking pretty good. I want to do a few more highlights, and then I really want to finish that base. I wanted to put some rust on the katana there, and that's gonna be really interesting because my go-to for the rust would be Terra Rosa, which is not on the palette, even if, now that I look at it, this bit here, like the fur, looks like I used Terra Rosa. I wish I remembered what I used. Oh yeah, I think I do. But I think we can make we can make like a homemade Terra Rosa kind of thing and see how that goes. But anyway, let me see if we can get some more highlights and where. So that's good, that's good. Oh, you know what? The little metal part there might need a little bit of a highlight, so let's look at that real quick, and maybe we can do some more indigo here. Oh, indigo and white. Just make it more bluish. I rarely use white. Let's see how that would look. Maybe it's not gonna look... I am actually not a huge fan of white for highlights, but sometime we gotta try it. There we go. Oh, that is not bright enough. Oh, let's get some brilliant yellow pale in there. Sometimes it looks better than white.
Yes.
And thank you, Aeoni Avalon, for that follow. We really appreciate it. And love your company. Ah, that's already real nice. That's getting that nice little edge highlighting, even if this thing is round. And then maybe a little bit here. And I'm trying to kind of give a little bit of a highlight to the scratches. To the scratches here, and here. Oh man, we can do this. We can do this. There and the too much? No, that's okay. We can pull that. Yeah, there you go. Ah, blending brushes. Am I right? They solve almost every problem. There we go. Now, we have been going for a little less than 3 hours. So not too long. Not too long. And I did have a nice big pizza for lunch, so... And I have my drink, so we're pretty happy here. Pretty happy. And I'm enjoying it with you guys, which is, sadly, lately it is a bit of a rare treat. But again, I am working towards getting more time to stream. If everything goes as planned, man, things, you know, I don't wanna bring bad luck or anything, but the intent is for me to be doing this as a main thing eventually. You know, hopefully before the end of the year, so we shall see. We shall see. And then we can have a more regular stream and all those good things that come with it. Let's see. Let's give this area a little bit more of a highlight. Sometimes you think, okay, that's way too much highlight, and then you let it dry, you varnish it, and you're like, oh my god, it's so matte. There's no highlights. So I've learned to kind of like sometimes exaggerate the highlights a little bit. I have never had a mini where, you know, I look at it when it's done and be like, oh my god, that highlight is way too strong. I never had that. I can actually, I'm looking at the hair, and I think the hair needs more highlights as well. I always feel like I haven't put enough highlights in my stuff, so we are going to try and prevent the lack of highlights, right? I mean, this sort of metallic piece here is not supposed to be super shiny, but still, these little sharp edges made by the scratches and the cuts and whatnot, those are the ones that are gonna reflect your light a little bit, and they're gonna get those tiny sharp highlights and little reflections. So we're gonna be doing that. There we go. Ooh, speaking of skin, you know what? There's gonna be some really interesting stuff coming up. You know, one of the minis that I have to paint what it is? It's a Zeus. A god Zeus. Yeah, standing on a rock. I think he's even holding a lightning bolt thing. That is gonna be cool. It's gonna be some nice male muscles that are not blue, but you know, human skin tone. And I'm looking forward to that one as well. I'm not 100% sure what's gonna come after this one. Got quite a few. I also have a hag, so more disgusting stuff. But some of these minis are gonna be smaller, so they're gonna be finished a little more quickly. The Zeus is pretty big though. The Zeus is gonna be pretty big. I don't know, hopefully we're gonna finish him a little more quickly, because I don't think he has any... Oh, wait. I don't think he's wearing any armor, but I might be wrong. Maybe he's wearing some pieces of metals, and... I don't have it in front of me, so I don't remember exactly how it looks, but that looks good. Let me get a little bit down here. A little bit in there, and then these little things probably need some highlight as well, but I want to make it a bit more yellow. Like we have the... What? Holy shit. You asshole still here? You scared me, dude. It fell. It keeps falling. Are you hurt? Dude. Did you see it fall? Was it in camera? Yeah, you're hurt now, you silly. Come on, get on here. I'm gonna put you over there. Fucking hell. Oh no. Well, you're there. You're fine. It climbed again. It did it before too. It climbs on the microphone stand, just fucking falls in front of me, and I am a very jumpy person. And I almost fucking dropped the mini. So I think it hurt himself. Silly. Why are you doing that? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I need a drink. He wants to help, I think, but it's fucking scared me. Stupid bug. Okay, so I completely forgot what I was talking about, but that is fine. We do this. I think I can actually do a bit of zooming in. There we go. Was it in camera when it fell? Or did you guys just see me yell for nothing? Well, I'm just gonna rewatch it and see. But yeah, this is not the first time we get some insect invasion in the stream. We get all kinds of fun stuff, right? We get insects, we get we get earthquakes all the time. Weird stuff happens. Then sometimes it just starts raining like crazy right after I start streaming. I don't think you can hear that though. It kind of depends. I used to use a different microphone. You're looking away. Yeah, I guess you're not always staring at the screen, but yeah. I'm really bad for that kind of stuff. Like I really can't watch any kind of, I mean I can, but if I watch anything with jump scares in it, I'm very jumpy, and even things that are not really jump scares make me jump because I'm stupid. You know the movie The Exorcist, right? I watched it when I was like maybe 15 or 16 with two of my girlfriends at my girlfriend's house, and I remember I was pretty scared, but the thing that made me jump the most was when a phone rang. Because it just went like that ring, and it was all of a sudden, and I jumped so high. Now, if that is not being silly, I don't know what that is. Yeah, jump scares are cheap, and they make me angry, but it's, you know. They're for teenagers. Now, it's okay if you enjoy jump scares. I don't, because they make me jump. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, the real scary stuff is, I feel like it's the more subtle things. Do you guys know, have you ever heard of a place, an amusement park here in Japan called Fuji-Q? Apparently, it has one of the world's most scary haunted houses in it. It's a haunted house. It's like a full walk-in experience with live actors. I'm talking like as of years ago. I don't know how it is now, but it has live actors. It's fully walk-in. They even split you up in small groups of like 2 people. And it's usually 45 minutes long. And you know what the worst thing about it is? That I've actually done it. I mean, by done it, I mean I've been in. I have not finished it. Yeah, that's long. But at the time, the person I went with, which by the way, Fuji-Q is an amazing amusement park. A lot of the rides that are there were literally just built with the intent of breaking some kind of world record, which since they were built has been broken again. But like there's the most steep roller coaster, the one with the most that at some point had the most like turns and this and that. So really good roller coasters. But then they convinced me to go on this fucking the haunted house. And what kind of convinced me was that I was looking at the door where people come out of, and there were a lot of like young girls kind of like laughing coming out of it. I'm like, it can't be that bad. Um, so I went in, and I literally, it was, they keep changing the story and the theme, so you don't know what you get when you go in. So I think they change it every once in a while. And it was like this kind of like, the classic asylum style with mad doctors and stuff. And I went in, it was me, another person, and they gave us both flashlights, and we started going in. And they put doors for the chickens to get out at different places, because if you can't do it, you just walk out. um I ran out of the first door, and I was crying. I literally was crying. It was too bad. And I mean, it's fair to say that I had never been in one of those things before. I had never been in a haunted house. And the first haunted house that they decided to take me to was stupid fucking Fuji-Q, most haunted, scary house in the world. It's like giving someone that has never had alcohol absinthe. So, there's that. But yeah, I cried. Uh, I don't remember much because I was trying not to look at stuff. I remember this one time we went into like a room where we went through a door, and right to our left there was like this doctor guy standing up on top of like a barrel or something. Just as soon as we went in, he kind of like dangled himself. I think he was dead, but he kind of dangled himself in front of us. It was not a jump scare. He just dangled and just went like, ugh, and I didn't even look at the thing. And then the little details, like there's a hole in the wall, and the other person that's with me looks in it, and there was like someone sitting on a chair on the other side of the wall. It was like crazy, and most people wouldn't even see the hole, but if you do look in it, there is something to see. So very well made. And afterwards, I actually heard the story of two people that have been going through the whole thing. Holy shit. I won't say anything more in case people ever want to experience that, but if you like that kind of stuff, yeah. Yeah, Easter egg. I guess you can call it that. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, I think it was like a corpse on a chair or something, but it's the polish I can appreciate, even if it was not for me. But man. Oh, since we're in haunted house anecdote mood, I got another one that's really cute. Sarah Wood, well, good for her. Tell her to go for me as well. Um, there's this one is, I heard, because I don't go to haunted houses, but there is a another amusement park in Tokyo, like an indoor amusement park that I went, had a like the Ring themed little like walk through haunted house. Like most amusement places in Japan will have some kind of haunted house, because it's so common here. Like kids go in them. They are very, very common, very, very liked. And I think at the time, it was years ago, and they had that movie that was like so big here, Sadako versus Kayako, which is basically was The Ring versus The Grudge, I believe. And Sadako is the name of the girl from The Ring. So they had a little thing apparently where you went through different rooms, and you went through a room, and at some point, like, the girl from The Ring would come out, and he would like scare you, and you had to run to the other room and then kind of reset and do it again. Um, and so they told me that there was this one time where they were in a room, and there's this little girl, and Sadako comes out, scares them, and the girl like starts running, but she loses a shoe. So she runs away, and she has this shoe, so she's like all desperate, and Sadako goes back, takes the shoe, brings it to the girl, like you know, like with a bow, with a bow, sorry. And the girl's like, "Arigato, Sadako," and then goes back. It was so cute. Uh. Anyway, is anything that'll get her to Japan? Oh man, they have one in every corner. But yeah, even in that, in character, like they probably, you know, knowing Japan, they probably have protocol for that. Like, what happens if a guest drops something? And the full dressed up, I think he was a guy because he was like very tall, but he was dressed like the girl from The Ring. He just like brings the shoe, bowed, and then went back into the hidey hole, reset, and then came out and scared everyone because he did the shoe first and then went back and it's like, okay, I'm gonna scare you now. Oh, and then since it was Japanese people, they all played along and they waited and then they got scared and then they went on. It was great. It was just, you know, great country. But you won't catch me in a haunted house anytime soon. I just want a few drops here of highlights. And then something fun that we can do when I'm happy with the highlights. Well, I do need to paint some base actually, but I also want to get to those hairs. And the hair should be a lot of fun too, just make even more, you know, flashy than what it already is. Right, let me check my reference. Yeah, definitely the hair could be a little more orange. Let's see what we can do on the base, because the base looks like, I want to do the katana. So let's see. Hold on. Let me secure this properly, because we don't want any more accidents here. And let me take a drink for good luck. Oh, you didn't used to play along. Ah, you know. We all do it differently. We all like different things. There we go. Let me think. So, that katana, I think what we can do, let me put in some darks first, and let me just put a whole bunch of just wet paint basically on it, and then let's go from there. So, let's take some indigo. Oh, wait, let's clean, sorry, let's clean the brush because it had a bunch of red on it, which we might use later, but not now. Let's get some of this. Let's start with some, can you see? Yeah, start with some darks over here. And I want to, you know, I want to make it look good, but how quick can we do this? And I think I want to do the, how can we do this? Yeah, like that. Like the black mostly here, and then here. Don't need to be super, there you go. And then here. That might do it. Now we can get some indigo, lighter indigo there. And get some here. And there we go. And then we're gonna put our fake Terra Rosa in there. We can make some color that kind of looks like rust. So it is gonna look kind of like Terra Rosa in consequence. I mean, we've all been there, Nos. We have all been there. You know, looking back at some of the stuff I did or said when I was 16, yeah. You know, there are some of those things where you were still learning, and I would probably give young me a nice little slap on the back of the head. Hey, the Ball GM, welcome in. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing good. Let me see now. Let's get some of that Terra Rosa E style of thing. Now, how can we do this? Well, I would start with some I don't know where to put the color anymore. Well, first, let's get some of that blue out of that brush. Let's get some burnt umber. Some burnt umber, and let's add some red to that. That's already pretty nice. And then how about we get a little bit of Indian yellow in it. And a bit more red. Maybe the crimson might have been better, but let's see. That's actually not too bad. That could be some nice rust. Terra Rosa style. Let's try and put it on. Oh my god, Nos, I'm so glad. Why would you leave minis in New Jersey? That's not a good place for minis. I'm glad you did. And you said you found the beholder too that you had lost, the one that we did with the paint along. I'm glad if you did. I haven't had time to watch for a while. Thank you, the Ball GM, and I haven't had the time to stream for a while, so and today is actually a bit of a special occasion because I'm in the middle of visa renewal here in Japan and all kinds of work stuff, and I haven't really been able to stream much, and I don't know when the next stream can be. Could be tomorrow, could be in another month, so I'm pretty much going as long as I can tonight. It's already been 3 hours. We have a nice little drink here, which is comprised of the cheapest beer I could find and some plum liquor, which is one of my hobo drinks of choice. So I hope you enjoy. Oh no, so you're gonna have to tell me that anecdote once. One day. Oh, what are you doing, man? How did you... Okay. Did you see him? This, it's out of focus, but that insect somehow managed to turn himself upside down, and he started writhing around like an idiot. Now he's hiding underneath my brushes. Okay. He just sat there for like the last half hour, and then he just decided he needed to go on his back and start freaking out. It's not the brightest little insect. We still love you, but you could... First he falls from the ceiling or from to what he was climbing, and then like breaks a leg, and then he literally just goes on his back. Anyway. Real life things, right? those things that we gotta do sometimes. But yes, well, the cool thing is that it's stuff that hopefully will bring me to be able to stream more, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's just that in the process it is just way too much work, and I literally do not have time to like cook or do stuff like that or take time off, so the streams have been a little hard. There have been a couple of times where I had, I had a bit of time just to paint at late at night, but it was not enough time to set up a stream and do all that, so in fact, if you see, like, I went on my own on things like the rope and stuff like that, but we have done a lot of him on the stream for sure. Let's see. Okay. Not sure how this is gonna look, but we're putting in some highlights. But we are looking pretty good. I wanna put some more yellow on the hair as well. Here. And ideally I would be done with the base pretty quickly, so let's see how quickly we can get through this nice base. Let's see. Okay, all caught up with chat. Marvelous. Man, is James still streaming? He's been going really late lately, which is great for me. I've been able to watch some more of his streams, but I hope he's okay, because he's been streaming at really late times for him. That whole thing with Kathy, I hope she gets better soon. There we go, a little bit more here. So not bad as a rusty color. There's not too much in there, but yeah. I don't know the details, Nos. Just it has been a while now, but I think they needed some hospital funds for Kathy, and she hasn't been too well lately, so James, I'm just repeating stuff that James said on stream. Said that he has, he has been having to help her out and care for her. I think she has missed a few of her streams, and James have been streaming a lot lately, a lot later lately. So I was really sorry to hear. Yeah, and knowing the U.S., you guys have your doctors ain't cheap. So hopefully it all gets better. There we go. There we go. Yeah, but with that, like, James has been streaming a lot later, like in my afternoon. He used to start in my early morning, but now he'll stream when it's like midnight there, like very late. And he goes until like 4 in the morning. Crazy. There we go. That man never sleeps, never eats. He just lives on painting. Yeah, Nos. That's something I didn't realize that was such a big deal when I was in Italy. But yeah. There we go. Japan is a bit of an in-between, but we have you can, you just have your health insurance you can pay, and then, when you go to the doctor and you need like a visit and a medicine or something, you usually pay like $10 and that's it. There we go. But I just got my insurance bills, so I'm gonna have to pay some of that. But why are we talking about that stuff? Wait, this is a stream where we talk about butts, right? We usually keep the adult stuff to a minimum in here. I mean, it's always interesting to compare the different countries and cultures and all that, but yeah. Oh, you're finding some minis you forgot about. That's great. It's like when you find a bunch of money in your pocket and you've had no idea that it was in there. It's like it's not free money, but it feels like free money. Isn't that great? Free minis. Awesome. Does that mean you're gonna do some painting, Nos? You're gonna put some of those staining tests into practice? This katana looks weird. It's got the... I'm just looking at it now, actually. The blade looks really weird. It's a very odd katana. Well, it's okay. I see sometimes, like, I love the Japanese style models, but sometimes I look at, like, there was one from, what was it? Bite the Bullet. Bite the Bullet makes amazing models, and they have a collection of beautiful looking Japanese style stuff. There is a Tanuki food vendor, like, the Japanese raccoon, and he has a tray with like a ramen bowl on it, and you can tell that it was made by a non-Japanese person because you got the ramen bowl and you got the 2 chopsticks, And the two chopsticks are, hold on, they are just planted vertically into the ramen bowl. And in the Japanese culture, that's like a big no-no because that is something you do, like you never plant your chopsticks in the food like that because that's something you do during funerals. So I'm like, ah, spotted the foreigner. But it's a really cool mini, and I've seen even Japanese people like it, so you know they're very forgiving people. They'll find it funny if anything. There we go. Trying to find my airbrush hose. Oh, you're doing a little bit of cleanup. It sounds like you should come here and help me out here as well. Maybe you can find some of my stuff. I always say I have some kind of ghost or raccoon in the house that hides my stuff. Oh, there you go. You've been talking about the devil, and Wapelius shows up. How about that? I was just wondering, I was like, is James still streaming? He's been going for a while. Look at that. Hi, James. Hi, people.
Yes.
We got our Oni here. Ready with our Onis. Jonathan Lumberjack, thank you so much for that follow. Landrest, nice to see you again. Who's there? Who's there? Hi, James. So nice to see you again. Thank you so much for the raid. We are getting pretty close to the end of this guy. I've actually been painting the bat here, and I made it like a weathered wooden bat with kind of peeling paint, and I did this in less than an hour thanks to the oils, and I literally like was randomly putting these little white spots onto it, and it looks so good. I can't believe how good it looks in such a little time. But we've been having so much fun with this guy. I was painting the katana on the base right now. But how is everybody doing? James, I know it's like 4 in the morning where you are or something. Thank you so much. I didn't get the chance to say when I was in your stream before, but I hope Kathy is well. Give her my love, and I hope you guys can get some rest, and I hope that the fund there went well. So people, make sure, if you don't know him and if you've been living under a rock, to go check out the Master of Oils. James also has an amazing Patreon that I've been following, and I have to
Yes.
watch the last 2 videos, but he uploads so much stuff on that Patreon. Hey Bithron, nice to see you. And yes, I've made so many of those things, and every time they're challenging, I have to say. But I have to, you know what? We have to get an Oni count because I actually have no idea how many Onis we have painted so far. Hello, Thousand Young. Welcome in. Welcome in. We have been having a super cheap Japanese drink tonight because it has been a while since I've been streaming, so I've been having just a little bit of a celebration. So this is one of my own inventions. Basically, you take the cheapest, most trashiest beer you can find in your local supermarket, and this one sounds like an insult. Gentoff. And then you put plum liquor in it and you make it taste good. So today we have been doing this. We also have, of course, a Tiny Stein, but this one has tea in it, so I'm ignoring it right now. But Tiny Stein to you guys. Cheers. Thank you so much for dropping in, and we're just gonna keep going on with our Oni. 5 a.m. Oh my god. And I'm sure that you're still not done with your day, because I know you're awesome like that, James. But again, thank you so much for the raid, and of course, if you have to dash, don't you worry. But I really liked what you were doing with the Perlene Black. The Perlene Black is so much fun. I was actually listening to a lot of your stream, but I was doing other stuff, so I couldn't really type. But I heard you talk about the whole thing that Perlene Black should really be called Perlene Green, and I agree. because every time I have to explain Perlene Black to people, I'm like, oh, it's really a green, but it's called Perlene Black. But yes, it's a very, very fun color. I've been having a lot of fun actually with the skin. The skin is purple, and then two blues that I barely ever use, Phthalo Blue and Ultramarine. And they are very, very bright, and I've been loving using them. The Ultramarine is a little bit tricky to use because it doesn't really stain much, and it's not a very strong color, but coupled with the Phthalo Blue, which is very pigmented and strong, we were able to get this really, really nice skin tone here. And I might have to add just a little bit of a dash of a highlight and on the hair too, and then we're gonna be good to go. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, Aimi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey Doji, welcome back in. Sounds like your painting was more effective than my teaching. Oh well. Thank you so much. But oh, are you done already? Has it been? I guess yeah, it's been more than 3 hours. Well, I'm glad that that we're here to get you. But yes, the funny thing is that I'm actually gonna be doing some non-Japanese, non-Oni related minis soon, I think, which is it's rare, but yeah, it has been a little bit hard to stream here. So again, really happy to have been able to stream today, and we're just gonna keep going until I'm exhausted pretty much today. We're gonna see how long we can go. It's also very hot here, so if I find myself ending up in like a pool of sweat and so sticky that that I can't even take my hands off of the mini, we might want to go and take a shower, but you know, at least you can smell me, so yeah. Oh, I also heard, James, that you're gonna try some new colors. I heard of a discount going on at Dick Blick. Oh, if you're in America, if you're in the US, the shop called Dick Blick has a discount. Go get it, because I can't, because I'm in Japan. But apparently they have a really good discount going on. Something like, what was it, free shipping above $45 or something? Something like that. But apparently James is gonna try some new colors, and I'm jealous. I've been wanting to get more of the Williamsburg stuff. Because the Williamsburg oils are just crazy good and strong. It's a little hard for me to get them here, but I have been able to get a few here from Amazon.com. So they do take a while, but eventually I do get them. So I've been wanting to try. I'm almost out of indigo, so I was actually thinking about getting the Williamsburg indigo, and I want to try the Williamsburg ultramarine blue to see if their ultramarine blue is any staining at all, because ultramarine blue is not staining, but Williamsburg makes these oils that are basically on steroids. So I thought, maybe their ultramarine is gonna be something different.
Yes.
They have free shipping at 45. Oh, there you go. Okay. Meister Brush. We're gonna be trying to finish this guy today, and I'm just gonna keep going until I fall. Arathu, welcome in. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. How are you doing?
Yes.
Right now, I do not have a thermometer, but it's pretty hot. I think it's probably close to 30, and it is very humid. Very humid. Wow, in Norway. That's hot for Norway, isn't it? Thank you, Faded Ecstasy and Harlock 3 for the follows. Thank you. Very appreciated. Let me see. What did I do here with the... okay. The base. I want to finish the base, because then I want to put some more stuff in the hair. I think the base just needs a little bit more detail and highlights on a few areas, and then we can probably call it done. It does need a bit of a highlight on the katana there as well. That's the weirdest katana blade I've ever seen in my life, but that's okay. We might want to get, let me get a little liner brush here, see if we can get a line over the edge to help us sell the katana thing. I'm gonna get the radiant blue. Been loving the radiants from Gamblin. They're very, very fun. Anyway, this has been the story so far. I haven't been able to stream that much, so just enjoying the hell out of it when we can. And hopefully, if all the visa stuff goes well and the work stuff goes well, we're gonna get much more time in a few months. We're gonna have more time to stream, maybe even a new space. I really do want to upgrade the lights a little bit. I've been wanting to try this like light arch that you get on top of your stuff instead of two lights pointing at them at the mini. I haven't run quite as much as they used to. Oh, well, that's good, Arathu. That's good. It's the, what did they call it? The good kind of busy, right? That's really nice though, that you're getting a little bit more hobby time. It has been the same for me too. Like the busy has been coming from good stuff and also stuff that eventually should help me to do this as my main thing. So, you know, good kind of busy is nice. There we go. So, this is really weird. Well, let me put some of this lighter color in here and then we can go over it with a bit of the darker. Yes, I think I know what to do. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Is this Sunday there yet, or is it still Saturday? It is Sunday here. It's actually, we're getting pretty close to the end of our Sunday. It's 7:26 p.m. in Japan. Very sunny day today. The house was an oven. I could have cooked bread in the landing of the staircase because old Japanese wooden houses are hot. It's just something you don't fathom how hot it is in Japanese houses. Older houses at least. But we love them. Saturday, 12:30 in the Netherlands. Oh yeah, it is lunchtime in Europe, I guess. There we go. Oh, the ball GM is from the Netherlands too. I didn't know that. We got we got our Netherlands team. Dylanard was in before. He's also from the Netherlands, I believe. We were talking a lot of fun oil talk with him on Discord, and we found out we have pretty different techniques for painting in oils, which is really cool. And so we were all asking each other, how do you do this and that? And when we both get a little less busy, we might actually do a bit of a multi-stream. I know that there's that multi-stream, and I also have to do another one with Thunderhead because those are so much fun, and we do have to do another Thunderhead Stila multi-stream. But first I have to, I have to get to a time where I can actually stream more than once per month, and then we can start looking at collaborations and all that. But those are fun. I wish Twitch, gave people an actual way to do the multi-streams without having to do it through an external thing. Maybe by the time I'm streaming more regularly, they'll have one, What's wrong with being optimistic? Use lunch break to watch some painty goodness. Yay! Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You know what? Cheers to that. Feel free to join me in a drink, even if it's an early day drink or a coffee or anything. I always appreciate. I haven't had a drink with you guys on stream in a while, so I'm really enjoying it. And I thought, should I get a fancy one? Should I get a nice craft beer? And I'm like, nah, let me just get the most hobo drink possible. No, not the most, but let me just get one of my cheaper drinks, because why not? Those are fun. Oh, that sounds really good, Arathu. That sounds really good. So cheers to that as well. There we go, not bad. I just think that katana looks really weird with a blade like that, but it's okay. So let's get some highlights in there along the blade. Let me actually get, hold on. Yes, this, let me actually get it in here. No, too blue. Well, let me clean it a little bit. Let me get a little bit of the brownish. I want a warmer highlight over here. Aha. Nice. So let's do that. Where are all of my blending brushes? Which is not a specific brush that is a blending brush, but anything that is kind of clean. Sometimes I even use dirty brushes as blending brushes, but you have to be careful because so if there's too much paint on a brush, it might not be the best blending brush, especially if you're trying to blend something like a white with a cadmium red stained brush. That might not go super well, but if you have a brush that has already a little bit of the color that you're using on it, it can sometimes be an even better blending brush than a clean one. There you go. Keeping it real. It's like I want to connect with the kids in the street. Ba 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 ba. At 5 a.m. Faded Ecstasy. Oh man. That is a little early for breakfast where I'm from, but if you have to be up that early, I might as well have a nice breakfast, right? Oh, I have been making... Okay, brag time. I have been making the best cappuccinos lately. Really. I've been honing my cappuccino skills very much. I don't know why, but I usually just make regular coffee and stuff like that, but I had one last bag of coffee beans that my mom sent me from Italy, and they were a little bit past the expiration date, which I think is bullshit anyway because they're dried ground coffee, but I've been making those with my Italian coffee maker. I'm like, let me try making cappuccino, and I made this foam that is so thick that it actually stood like it didn't even out. It made like almost like a whipped cream kind of pyramid on the on the mug. And ever since I've been making, like for the last 2 weeks, I've been making cappuccino every morning, and it's so good. But yes. Toast and coffee sounds great. Are you having a 3:30 a.m. dinner, Nos? Oh, but you have all those weird job times, right?
Yes.
I bet it's not the easiest thing to have a, you know, a normal quote unquote schedule. Isadora27, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I think that is good enough for a highlight. I'm not convinced about that area in there, but I think for now let's look at the rest of the base a little bit. The skulls look amazing. I think we need just the tiniest bit of a highlight in a couple of places, and then we are good. We are good to go. Oh, I've been doing this glaze over the hair that I hope I can do a bit more of later. Just Indian yellow on top of the dry hair, and it brings out so much saturation. Indian yellow glaze is really interesting. There we go. Indian yellow, James was saying it in his stream before as well. It's a very, very nice color that you can pretty much substitute for, or substitute to your cadmium yellow. If you have, so cadmium yellow is a opaque yellow, and Indian yellow is a transparent color. But if you mix it with a bit of white, or even better, of one of these off-white yellows like the Radiant Lemon or the Brilliant Yellow Pale, you pretty much get a cadmium yellow, a very bright, opaque yellow. So pretty much it completely got rid of the need for a cadmium yellow. Oh, Isidore, hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for coming in with that. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? 7 to 7. Oh, the night. The complete night. Wow. It's kind of an early dinner, for sure. Great. And it's staining. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nos. Indian yellow is staining. Raid! Isidore, thank you so much. How was the stream? I hope you enjoyed it. Here we go. What were you working on? What were you doing? Aha, yeah, I just really wanted these teeth and this just a very, very tiny highlights in a couple of spots, but I really like, I can even put a couple of dots here and there to just give the skull a bit more texture, but I really like the color. I do have a bit of a spider miniature coming up that is sitting on a base that is completely made of skulls. So I think we can do a nice little skull or bone painting exercise there. Looking forward to that. So I'm hoping that that's going to be a nice little speed job as well. But again, I'm not sure which order I'm gonna be painting the minis in. We got some sexy stuff coming up. Hopefully I will get the time to paint, because that's the big thing. I ain't got time to do the painting, but I have I have commissions to do. That's the big thing. So we're gonna try to find the time. Played Valorant and Minecraft. Oh, that sounds like fun. That sounds like some fun, relaxing time. That's great. We're doing pretty good. I'm enjoying a little drink here. Just grabbing a chance to do a stream and trying to finish this guy. It's been a lot of fun. This guy's been great to paint. This big Oni. Okay, I think that was just what I needed for the skulls. Love them. Okay, and let's put a few highlights in the base. So when I painted this, I was a little bit unsure because it does look like dirt, but I kind of painted it like rocks, so I'm really not sure what's supposed to be going on in there. I think I'm gonna keep the desaturated look, and I'm just gonna try to put a few highlights into a few of these rocks, and then we're gonna see from there. Really, Doji? That's the first I heard about that, but thanks for letting me know. If anybody else gets that, let me know. I know that when I was watching other streams, it actually cuts every once in a while for me, but I thought it was just Twitch being twitchy. But hopefully that's the case in this case as well. Again, I really noticed Twitch being very twitchy when I try to watch other people's streams. So I don't know. So let's see here. Is that too white? Is that too dark? Might be, but we can. No, that's fine. We can use some blending brush. So let's see here. If we finish the base, then we can do some fun stuff with the hair. So let's try to get the base finished, because that's one of my sins sometimes. If the base, you know, it's not that the base isn't interesting, but I have other parts of the mini that I want to do more than the base, so I tend to ignore it a lot. So trying to do everything. Okay, Doji. Well, now if anybody else has this thing where the video or audio freezes, let me know. Let me see. Where is... It's telling me that my connection is excellent, but you know, that means shit. Because sometimes it just won't work. We are at the mercy of the Twitch. Oh no, big acrylics. Lady B, hello. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you are enjoying your weekend there. Nice to see you again. Yeah, there you go. I think we just need a little bit of that tiny highlight and not a whole drop. There you go. I hope you're doing good, Lady B. Thanks for coming in. In Italian? Wasn't I supposed to do it in German? I forgot. But anyway, ciao, moglie, or what was it? Guten Tag. That's right. We had to do the bit. Hello. Thank you, Isidore. Thank you so much. I am really enjoying this particular mini, actually. It was supposed to be a super tiny little mini. I mean, super tiny. It was supposed to be, I think, for like gaming size. But I scaled it up and you can still get a lot of details. A lot of detail. I mean, at least I think it was supposed to be one of those 25 mil bases things by default. But you know, the magic of 3D printing means that you can print it at whatever scale you want, but usually when you scale up these minis that are made for a smaller scale, you know, the details, there's not a lot of detail there. But this one has all kinds of little cuts and bruises and details and stuff, and it's a pleasure to paint it at a big scale as well. So really nice one. And so we're a bit of veterans of painting Onis here. We've been painting a lot of Onis, and we're probably gonna paint more in the future because we are a bit of the Oni channel. Let's see. Saw the new Minions movie. Oh, that's great. I hope you liked it. We'll forever say mini boss as a greeting. Okay. Oh, I mean, I can say hi in a bunch of languages, but well, let me, you know, thanks to Isidore, let me drink a bit more. Maybe I'll speak a few more languages in a bit. Thank you, Isidore, and thank you, Lady B. I'm gonna get that stretch in a moment. There we go. And stretch. I'm still holding on to the mini because I am terrified that it drops and breaks. There we go, and I hope the voice holds for a little bit longer because it hasn't even been 4 hours yet, but I know my voice can go for very long. stretches of time. I mean, we have done a 12-hour stream once, remember? And we're probably gonna do it again at some point. But there we go. But yeah, sometimes the voice just starts not cooperating, but we still got plenty. We still got plenty. I might just go down of an octave or so. I just went down a few notes already. If you can hear it, it got a little deeper already, but that's not bad. There we go. As long as it doesn't get scratchy, too scratchy. So I think the desaturated bass actually goes nicely with the super saturated mini, so we can get the attention up here where the orange is and the face. Lunch break is over. Okay, thank you so much, Doji. I'm gonna get the Tiny Stein out for you. Thank you so much for joining us during your precious little breaks in between stuff, and have a great rest of the day. Always great to see you. And we go. We actually talked about a lot of things Japan today, so if you watch the stream back, I hope you enjoy. We were talking about Japanese haunted houses before, or maybe you were already in when we did, but anyway, bunch of cool stuff. Let's see. Let's get some of this warmer color here. Wow, the palette has so much paint in it because I've been using it so many times. Like, I've just been using the same palette for a lot of painting sessions, so the colors have been drying. I've been adding more, drying, adding more. But the spots that go exactly where the label is are already in, so I kind of wanted to keep the same palette so I don't have to do that job all over again of finding the right spot where to put the paint. You know, utility. Oh, the ball GM has to go as well. Oh, lunchtime. Enjoy your lunch then. Thank you so much. You have a great day as well. And I hope you have something yummy for lunch. I had pizza. By the way. I'm sure you wanted to know. There we go. I don't know when the last time I've actually made pizza is. Gotta make some. I used to make the dough for a bunch of pizzas and bread and then freeze it so I could have it, but I haven't done that one either. I've been making bread a couple of times these past weeks, but I literally I barely have time to cook. Like, I have to buy just ready stuff from the super so many times. Good thing is here they have those bento boxes that are kind of nice, and they have a lot of, you know, healthier stuff to eat, even if it's ready-made food. But still, it's nice to cook, to have the time. There we go. Whoop. I have to show you guys that butt figure I was talking about. I'm really gonna try to get it. There's this Japanese sculptor that just makes these little paintable butt keychains, and I'm like, this is the perfect mascot for the stream. If I can get one, we're gonna paint it together on stream, and then that's gonna be the little mascot for the butter butt, or the symbol of smooth blends and skin tones and all that. I can't not have a butt mini, just as a stream, as this stream. I can't. And also it's nice to have something made by a Japanese sculptor. Yeah, that's a cool thing that in the future I would love to do. I would love to look more into those like indie garage kits that they make here, and you can only get them if you go to the events where people sell them directly, and they're super rare and they're super cool. Like when I went to Wonderfest last year, which is an event where all these people can sell their homemade minis or figures, there was one that I loved. I actually got their name too, but they made this little tiny like diorama kind of thing of two kappas drowning a man, which was so cool. The kappas being the Japanese monsters that drown people in rivers and lakes. It was really cool. I would love to get that one and other stuff like that, but for now, I'm kind of struggling to just do uh, the commissions. So if I get to a point where I can do this more often or as my main thing, we'll probably do some of that more rare stuff as well. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, thank you, Isidore. Let's take another sip. We still have plenty of Tanuki Bite here. Mm. Oh, and thank you. Have a great rest of the night. Good night. Have sweet dreams. Mm. I took a couple of sips. That's fine. It's not against the rules. Just taking liberties. Oh man, I've been missing this. I've been missing this. There we go. In the meantime, I also got another of those, do you guys remember the Japanese metal miniatures? The Aurora model stuff? I got one of those as well. I don't know when I'll be able to paint that. What have I got? I got like a dark elf that is actually a really cool looking figure. So much stuff. When will I have the time to paint all that? But it's exciting because it's all really cool stuff to paint, and I think you guys, if I get to stream that stuff, I think you guys will enjoy that. It's also, you know, it's a little bit different than your usual, you know, maybe your Warhammer stuff or the things that a lot of other people stream about. So maybe it's something you haven't seen much, or maybe even modelers that you hadn't heard about. So I like doing that kind of stuff. Come on, voice. You can do this. Beer is good for the voice, right? It's it keeps your voice it's really good, right? Sure it is. I'm sure it's great. Maybe like beer and honey. I definitely have to put some stuff around the katana, because I'm pretty happy with how the base looks. I'm not happy about the katana much. So, oh, you know what? Let's try to put a little bit of Van Dyke Brown. Hold on. Let's try to get some Van Dyke Brown on the sides of the katana. Just darken down the edges of the ground. Get a little bit of that separation. And see if that does anything. Maybe not, maybe yes. I mean, it's a katana like planted in the rock, so even if it confuses itself a little bit in the surroundings, if you're not sure where the katana ends and where the rock starts, it might not be the worst thing, but I'm not convinced yet by the looks. Oh, that's better actually. That's a bit better. And then ooh, okay. So we can do that, and then now I can actually highlight a little bit of that rock that's right next to it. And that could help. Let's try. It's all about experimenting. Let's see. What was I doing? Yes, here. Ooh, that's very bright. I mean, it looks like this thing was in here for a while. Come on, I want to get to the hair. Get finished. Okay. I think a few edge highlights and then we might be good. I definitely don't want to draw too much attention to it because it's just a little katana in the dirt. Sometimes you go a little trigger happy with your highlights down on the lower parts of the base and stuff like that, where you really don't want too much attention to be, and they end up being brighter than like the face, that it's usually supposed to be the brightest area, in a way that you know, it just draws the eyes up on the face. Unless, you know, you have the power, you can just decide, I want the viewer to, the first thing that the viewer to look at, I want it to be the base. You can do that. You can just color the base in the brightest the brightest colors, and the viewers will look at that. There can probably be a use case for that. Why not? Anyway, I want to color a few more of these edges. And there we go. Oh, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, and right now I'm going through the whole series of Agatha Christie's Poirot books. Man, they're fun. I love that old, like, you know, campy English kind of way that it's written in. I had read a Murder on the Orient Express before, and another book called, oh god, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. But then I'm like, I kind of want to listen to them all from start to end. And so I've been going through them, and it's been kind of relaxing. It's nice. I love the character of Poirot. He's so funny. And hearing it, you know, read by someone that does the accent and all that, it's really cool. Because he's a Belgian detective, so he has this like French accent. Very, very fun. I've really been liking the audiobooks. There we go. I know, right, Nos? There are some books that I really like, and I've been reading them, and then I just listen to the audiobook, and some of these books are just great for that. Like there's this series that I really love from Robert Galbraith, which is actually J.K. Rowling, but she makes these mystery books about a detective called Cormoran Strike, and I love them, but there's a lot of England in it, a lot of different accents, because like the main character's from Cornwall and the other characters from Yorkshire, and then it's set in London, and there's a lot of people from all over the place, and this poor bastard that has to read the audiobooks has to do with all these voices, and I love them. They're so cool. And so I read the books and then I listen to the audiobooks, and it's so cool. And now I know about a bunch of accents that I had no idea about before as well, which is cool. But man, that takes some accent knowledge there. Whoa, no, come back. There we go. Alright, Nos, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we got that. I think the katana is looking okay. I might look at it again later. Sometimes if you have like a part of the mini or a mini that, you know, you're not sure about, you're looking at it and you're like, I'm not sure if that looks good or not, leave it for a night, come back to it, or even leave it for an hour or so, come back to it and it'll look different. You'll see something that you didn't see before. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What else can we do now? I did want a little bit more highlights on the knuckles and the knees. So that's gonna be cool. So let's recreate a little bit of that pinkish. Let me actually first thing. Let me get a little bit zoomed out here, not too much. There we go. Okay, let's recreate a little bit of that color. Let's get some of that crimson red. What did I use for that? The crimson, and I think maybe a bit of the phthalo blue. Yeah, and something like that. But more of the crimson, I think. And then, a little bit of the brilliant yellow pale. Let's try to put some of that on and see how it looks. Am I in focus? Kinda, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's it. So, let me get the Radiant Violet actually. And let's see if we can get a little bit of a brighter area in here. A little bit more crimson and Radiant Violet. And let's see, because I kind of left this without a highlight, didn't I? And I wanted to see how it looked like a little bit more highlight. Welcome back, Nos. I couldn't resist. I just dove into the skin tones because you know me. You know how much I love the skin tones, and I've been feeling pretty glazy today, so I might actually I'm gonna do a little bit of highlights on the purple parts here, but I was thinking maybe a crimson glaze. What would that do, you know? I kind of want to try something like that. So let me get a little bit of a highlight or something on the sort here, and oh man, and over here. It just needed that little dot of a slightly brighter color. There we go. And again, this is all dry that we're working on, apart of course from what we've been painting today. Yes. Get some more of the crimson. Let's wet those joints. Let's get those joints wet. Let's see. Ooh, so tricky. I remember it was tricky to reach some of these parts. There we go. Just, oh, even just the red. Oh man, that's beautiful. Nice. Just getting more of that saturation. Love it. I like that. We're gonna get some more over here and on the thumb. And you know, when you want to work on a dry surface like this, it's kind of nice if you start with maybe a transparent color and do a little bit of a glaze over it, because a transparent color will not look like a, you know, a nasty brush stroke. It'll kind of look like it's blending in there because it's transparent, and you get away with a lot more actually. Okay, I can't touch the bat anymore. That used to be my go-to for just like resting my finger on it, but I gotta remember not to do that because I don't want to ruin today's work. So we're going to airbrush it, meaning like being with our hand in the air and not using anything to stabilize it. Well, it is kind of on, it is resting on the table, but let's get some more of that red in there. It is already looking great, and that's not even a highlight. That is literally a bit of a crimson glaze. It has just the tiniest amount of what's his name? Radiant violet in it, and that's it. But this reddish color, man, I love it. It's bringing the saturation right back out. And sometimes saturation, if you want very bright colors, saturation is better than highlights, because highlights, they tend to bring down the saturation. And sometimes stuff looks duller than it would look if you had just put a nice saturated color on it. So let's see. And it is 8. We have hit the 8 p.m. mark. It has been 4 hours. Let's see if we can go a little bit longer. There we go. Whoa, that was a lot of paint. Hold on the brush. There we go. We just kind of suck it up with a clean one. Oh, hey Bithron, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I hope you have a great night with a lot of oily dreams. That didn't sound too good, but you know what I mean. A lot of smooth and well blended dreams, right? Something like that. I hope you have a great night. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you soon. There we go. Which will mean that we will have streamed again, so that would be great. All right. Bit more of that. I think we also, yes, we had the elbows that we also had in that color, and you know, they kind of got a little darker, so let's refresh them. Look at that color. That so it is mainly permanent crimson with just a little bit of radiant violet in it to give it the slightest amount of opacity. Isn't that crazy? It's a really cool looking color. It's like almost like a magenta. Almost magenta. Magenta would also have been a nice choice. I love playing around with magenta, but I decided to use the crimson instead. When I, you know, try to decide what colors to use, I would always put like 25,000 colors on the palette, so I always have to kind of try and, okay, Stila, choose less than 15 colors, possibly, and go with those. You don't want too much mess on the mini. Now, of course, some color schemes can do with a lot less colors, and some color schemes maybe require a little bit more. In this case, we had a lot of very different stuff. We had a purplish blue skin, we had bright orange hair, so there's a lot of colors going into that. So it was a slightly bigger palette than I usually do. I usually do about what, 12 to 14 colors. I think this one was a bit more. I don't want to count them now, but it's a lot. Go. Oh, that was supposed to be a little darker. Okay. It's also been it's been a little tough being able to attend my usual karate lessons, but I have been trying, and I actually have been going to the last couple. It has been nice being able to move a little bit, even though sometimes, you know, I don't always feel like going, but after I go, I always feel good about having gone. So, okay. Oh, I think, you know what? I think it's gonna look be a little easier for you guys to see if I hold it in this manner, and maybe we just zoom in it just not in, I said, the tiniest amount, and also fix the focus. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's good. So now let's get some of that, a little bit more of that purplish tone, and let's highlight. Wow, look at that. That's really cool. Oh, I love skin tones. I think this, I've never done a purplish blue skin like this. I always try, you know, to make a skin tone unique when I paint it. I mean, unless someone told me as a, you know, as a request, please paint it exactly like this other menu you did. But even when I'm like, okay, let's do a blue skin tone, and I've done blue skin tones before, but I always try to do it a little different. Maybe this time add some purples in it, and I thought this was a really good chance to do it because they wanted a purplish blue skin. So I'm like, okay, I've done blue before, but it was never very purple. So, and if you look at the skin in a few areas, when it gets from the blue to the darker blue, there is a bunch of purple in there, and then we have the like cold purple, bluish purple, and then when you go into the joints, which I actually really like doing the joints different color than the rest of the skin. It's a style of painting that I really like. The joints are a warmer, like a more red kind of purple, and I think it looks cool. Especially once I make all this stuff look a little bit more matte with the matte varnish, because a few of these areas are really shiny, like the belts there, the not the belt, the rope tied around the waist. It looks like it's still wet, but it is not. It is just very, very shiny, which I think that's the black spinel actually, and I didn't remember it drying so shiny. I don't know. There's a lot of indigo in there too, but I don't think that's only the indigo being that that's shiny. I think it must be the black spinel that I put there in large quantities. Or maybe it was a bit of a heavy. Yeah, because I put less black spinel in the bat, and the bat is not as shiny, so it might have been that. There we go. Maybe sometimes it's just that you put a little bit more paint than needed, and that can also get a little shiny. But there we go. Ooh, look at that pink. It is looking really good. And it is gonna look even better if you can focus. Yes. But I love all the tiny little, you know, differences in color. I remember when I first learned how to paint skin tones, you know, I was doing the human sort of like Caucasian skin tone, and there were like, you know, I had the Vallejo
Yes.
acrylics. Jalter87, thank you so much for that follow. I had the Vallejo acrylics, and it was like this color. It was like 3 colors. This color is for the shadows, then this color is for the midtones, and then this color you use for the highlights, and that's it. And I had a lot of fun, you know, figuring out how to do all the layering and all that, but the skin tones just look boring to me. I'm like, what? I want to put like greens and blues in the skin and reds and purples and stuff, because that's kind of what our skin looks like. There's a lot of green and stuff. We have the veins. There's a lot of green and blue in our skin, and different shades of red and yellow. Actually, there's a lot of yellow. So, And I'd like to maybe exaggerate that a little bit to make it more interesting looking. There we go. But you know, like everyone, I'm always learning, and every time I paint a new skin tone, I feel like I've, you know, I've progressed one more step. So for a lot of you guys still have like at least half of the Sunday left, right? I wonder if you're gonna be doing something fun or work. I worked today, and it is 8:15 now. But I did enjoy myself, also because I knew that as soon as I was done, I was gonna be streaming. So that actually kind of motivated me to finish very, very quickly. Go. Get a little bit of these highlights in there. Oh, I love that. That is starting to look more and more nice. It was missing that little bit of highlight, right? A little bit of that contrast and whatnot. Now the knees are going to should be a little darker, so I should stop a little earlier, but still they still need some more character in here, right? It's all about that balance of brightening up the colors without desaturating them. This has been the greatest challenge of this mini. I wanted to make something with nice big highlights and all that, but without desaturated colors. So especially on the blues, I kept going back and forth between a brighter blue and then over with the saturated blue over that, because I really don't want to desaturate the whole thing. So I'm gonna see how that turns out to look at the end. I know, Nas. Lots of work. There we go. But, you know, you always gotta make sure that you enjoy doing what you're doing, that you're doing exactly what your biggest dream is, right? Oh my god, found it! Found, I have no idea what, but found it. Awesome. I'm sure it's something awesome. There we go. And to me, painting butts is where I want to be in life, right? Oh, the airbrush hose. You're still looking for that. Oh, I'm glad. So now you can airbrush your primer. You can do all kinds of stuff. Don't put oils in there though. Please don't. I heard it's not the best thing. Oh, I'm glad you found it. There we go. I'm sure it was me bringing you that extra luck that you needed. I am sure. There we go. Here, I'll have one to the airbrush hose. To the airbrush hose. Cheers. Ah, that was nice. Oh, Chapman, hello. Hello, are we on TV? Live in your living room. Hello, how are you doing, Chapman? I know, I had a chance to stream and I took it. And I